Today, we're diving into a book that challenges one of the most misunderstood words in the English language. It's called Meek is Not Weak by Yormi Page, and it makes a bold claim that meekness is actually a form of hidden strength.
And honestly, that title alone catches you off guard. Most people hear meek and think passive, timid, someone who gets walked over. But this book flips that entire narrative on its head.
Right. The core argument is that biblical meekness isn't weakness at all. It's power under control. Think of a war horse that obeys its rider, incredibly strong but disciplined. That's the picture Page is painting.
And the book uses Jesus as the ultimate model, which is interesting because most people see Jesus as gentle and soft. But Page points out that the same man who flipped tables in the temple also said, "Blessed are the meek." That's not a contradiction. That's controlled strength.
Exactly. And it's not just about Jesus. Page walks through a whole cast of biblical figures: Moses, Esther, David, Daniel, Paul. Each one demonstrates meekness in a different way. Moses was called the meekest man on earth, yet he confronted Pharaoh and led millions through the wilderness.
Esther is a great example too. She didn't storm into the king's court demanding justice. She was strategic, patient, courageous, and she saved her entire people. That's meekness as a tactical advantage, not a handicap.
What really got me was the section on neuroscience. Page actually connects gentleness and self-control to what we know about the brain, how emotional regulation isn't about suppressing feelings, it's about channeling them wisely. Modern psychology backs this up.
And the leadership angle is compelling too. We live in a culture that celebrates loud, aggressive leaders. But Page argues that servant leadership, leading through humility and putting others first, is actually more effective and more sustainable.
The book also tackles the historical side. How did we get so far from the original meaning of meekness? Page traces it through language shifts, cultural changes, even how certain translations weakened the concept over centuries.
That's a big point. The word itself got diluted. In ancient Greek, praus, the word translated as meek, was used to describe a trained war horse. Strength harnessed for a purpose, not a doormat, a disciplined warrior.
And Page doesn't leave it abstract. There are practical chapters on applying meekness in modern life, in relationships, at work, in conflict. How do you stand firm without being aggressive? How do you show grace without being a pushover?
That tension is where the real value of this book lives. It gives you permission to be strong and gentle at the same time. And it roots that permission in scripture, history, and even science.
If there's one takeaway from Meek is Not Weak, it's this. True strength isn't about how loud you are or how hard you push back. It's about having the power to act and choosing to wield it with wisdom and restraint.
A beautifully written call to reclaim a virtue the world has forgotten. Thanks for listening, everyone.